second in chips at the moment.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Cool, cool, and it's another family flop. Oh, there's a pair for each of Urbek and Black. And if there's one person who doesn't need a pair to bet.
And the funny part about it is, if he had the button, I'd make De Wolf the favorite to win the hand, even though the other two had the pair. Look at this, Urbek fires a small bet with bottom pair.
And it's min raise from Andy Black. That's got to ring alarm bells.
It may ring the alarm bells, but I'll tell you this much. I'd still have to go for it. 4,000 more. There's always so much money in this pot.
What's he meant to have, though? I mean, there's no draws on the flop. Or do you think Urbek just calls to try and improve?
Try to improve. Call 4,000 more.
Yeah, what's that? 6 to 1 is money? I guess you've got to call with anything, haven't you?
Not only is he getting the right price in the pot, but then you think about implied odds as well.
Yeah.
Up to 19. 11
He's raised again. He's made it 19. I love this. So gutsy with just a pair of twos.
He was getting in a desperate situation, and he decided instead of just getting anteed off, I'm going to start firing back at him.
Yeah, but he's asking Andy Black to believe that he's checked in the big blind with an ace in his hand when those two have limped, which would be a counterintuitive thing to do.
But whatever he did, he must have done it right because Andy Black folded. And Urbek is going to take this pot down.
Yeah, it's really good play from Urbek. He bet, he looked at the raise, he thought, how good can Black's hand be? And he raised again, and that is the way to fight back against these big stacks.
Absolutely is.
I've never won a major tournament. I mean, I think I won more money than anyone in these islands in 2005, and I'm leading the money list at the moment in, I think, 2007. But hey, you know, I've done that without winning a major tournament. So yeah, I'd like to, I'd like to win something, you know. But it's a big thing, but it has to not be a big thing. But it is a big thing.
Can't you have like ace 10 and just, can't you have like ace 10 or and just decide to stack off?
No real change in the chip ladder over the last few hands. De Wolf maintaining the lead. Urbek going up and down a little, but not in terrible shape.
I was thinking about giving you 2 walks in a row, but I'm not going to. I'm going to raise.
And De Wolf looks down and sees King 6 offsuit, which in three-handed poker, that's a pretty good hand.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
Urbek has an ace 5 offsuit. He's got to call 11,000 more. I don't know if I would call. I think I'd have to raise here. I know weak aces are really, really marginal hands. He's probably got a flat call, but I think I'd prefer. This is a tough hand to call.
it's tough because if he raises, you know, if he makes it something like 30,000, he's pot committed. He's only got 76,000 to start with.
Raised to 31,000.
But he has raised to exactly that. He's committed himself. Luckily for him, nothing to play back with for De Wolf. Welcome back to the final table of Party Poker, Late Night Poker. Blinds are up to a juicy 4,000, 8,000. And I think this is going to be an absolutely crucial level.
No question about it. This level is very serious because as the blinds get higher, of course, it puts additional pressure on these stacks.
20.
2 jacks. He brought in for 20,000. And Andy Black with a pretty tough decision, actually.
Raised to 55.
Oh, and Andy Black might get some action here.
I'm absolutely certain he will. I mean, surely it's all in now for Urbek.
No question. Three-handed. And he does it.
All in.
And Andy Black's obliged to call, I'm sure. Once you made the first mistake, you got to make the second one.
It's around 95.
Yeah, Black's already put in 55,000 and Urbek's all in for just 40,000 more. And those 4-to-1 pot odds, really irresistible.
Absolutely. There's hardly a hand he could be up against to be 4-to-1. I guess aces.
and I don't like it.
Call, says Andy Black. He doesn't like it, but he knows the price is correct. And Andreas Jurbeck is putting his tournament life on the line. Black will be crippled if he loses the pot, but if the ace comes down, Jurbeck's going to be out.
Ace me, baby. Ace from space, please.
Ace
Stick it up there.
Joe.
Stick up the ace.
And let's see the flop.
Come on.
Up comes 7,
No
three,
ace there.
Come on, put that ace up there.
I mean, even though it's Jurbeck who's all in, Black will be down to almost no chips if he loses.
5.
Uh-oh, this one gave him a few more outs. Now he can win with a 4 or an ace. 7 outs.
Ace a check.
And wow, instead Jurbeck gets a jack that he doesn't even need and wins a massive pot, 200,000 in that pot.
This is a gigantic turnaround. Andy Black, a dominant chip leader earlier, is reduced to pretty much one big blind, and Jurbeck goes chip leader.
They're it. Alright.
Well, Andy Black is going to look at his 2 cards and figure, yes, he's made the move, and I would expect both of these players to flat call, because the difference between third place and second is a juicy $25,000. There's no need for these two to bluff.
Definitely worth knocking him out of this, get him gone, do your very best to eliminate this third player and get down to heads up.
That's 2.5 more. Just do Cool.
Yeah, it is a flat call from both the opponents, and unless one of them hits the flop big, I'd expect them to check that too.
I'm sure you're right.
Here it comes. Well, there's no 8 there for Andy Black.
Check.
Only the 8 will save Andy Black now. The other players obligingly checking it.
Could
Check.
look at that.
Check.
Roland DeWolf makes 2
Sure,
pair on the
please.
river.
He didn't need to. The 10 was good.
6
And
is...
DeWolf wins the pot, but the real story is Andy Black,
Yeah, sure.
who played some fantastic hands earlier and
Okay,
had a
and
big
those
chip
third
lead, is tumbling out of this tournament in 3rd place.
He played great all day, but it came down to Jurbeck waking up with a pocket pair. He didn't get lucky.
You did say this about Andy Black earlier. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Yet again, he makes a major final table and fails to clinch the deal.
Everyone was playing very well, I thought. And then I didn't really make any serious errors the whole tournament. I mean, the last hand, the guys raised them with a wide range of hands, so... it's really only 3-bet poker. It's raise, re-raise, and you're pretty much all in. It's a great trip, but I'm still, the box still on me, I still want to win one of these things. Yeah, I'm disappointed, I have to go back to the drawing board. But obviously I'm hitting a little bit of form, so, it's something to take away from it.
It's the most significant poker series in history. The most cachet to win. Some of the greatest players in the world have come here to contest it, and at last we're down to heads up. Between 2 players who weren't even old enough to play poker legally when Late Night Poker began. Still quite a contrast though. Roland DeWolf, EPT and WPT champion, against Andreas Jurbeck in his first ever live tournament.
Of course, Jurbeck with the button and Roland DeWolf with first bluff position.
Oh,
And looky here.
enormous flop for Jurbeck. I mean, they both got Queen 10, but he's got the flush draw with it. Oh, there's the flush.
Check.
Let's hope a jack doesn't come down for DeWolf.
It's the only thing that could get him in trouble.
Well, there's another heart, which makes life easier for DeWolf. I think even if he has a bluff at it, he'll pass for any raise.
Check.
Good instincts again from DeWolf. He knows when to avoid bluffing. How much should Jurbeck bet? About 10,000?
10. That's a perfect bet.
25.
Of course, he'll get no action. Quick pass from DeWolf. I mean, these are good instincts he's showing, DeWolf. He doesn't bluff at pots where there's no chance that the man's going to pass.